Feels toxic in here. Toxic One Shots out now. What's up, everybody? It's CMP with Craftmaster Productions and Studio1Tutorials.com. Don't forget to stop by Studio One Tutorials, pick up your premium membership. It's 50 cents a day. And don't forget to stop by cmpkits.com. That's where the kits are. Get yourself a copy of Toxic One Shots, 80 premium one shots, sourced from the most amazing sources. And if you buy it quickly, if you get it now, you have an opportunity. 40 premium vocal one shots for free. Okay, you can use these in Ableton Live, you can use them in FL Studio, anything with a sampler. Now today we're also going to be doing something that you can use in any DAW, and that is this premium industry 808 processing technique, right? So I've got this drill track up. The 808 sounds good. It's, you know, it's pretty nice. I went ahead and replicated a technique that pops up in a lot of industry trap music, right? And that's going to be using this 808 was programmed in FL Studio, processed lightly with the FL soft clipper, right? So we've got a replication of the most popular 808 texture that you're going to find. And what you hear when you listen to it is the 808 has a lot of harmonics. And whenever you add a lot of harmonics to an 808, what you wind up doing is you wind up sacrificing some of the lows. Not all of the lows, but some of it, right? So this technique is used to, after you do all your saturation and making sure it translates across to laptop speakers, it brings the beef and the bump back in. The first plugin that we're going to be using is the Pultec emulation. It's just a legacy Pultec. A lot of times you will get this for free when you get your Apollo either satellite or interface. Now all I do is I set this to 30 hertz and then just bump it up either a dB or two, right? So here's our before. Okay, and now let's go ahead and initiate it. Without it. With it. You see just that low end just comes and kicks up, and that's because of the natural curve that these Pultec EQs add, and that's why every studio you go to, you'll see this EQ. That's why you've seen this EQ cloned so many different times in hardware and software, because it is absolutely legendary for techniques like this. Now the next plugin that I'm going to add is this is the Little Labs Voice of God VOG, a very popular 500 series unit. And the reason why I believe in the plugin for this, even though I have a 500 box, is because so many people who owned this hardware unit wound up saying, you know what, the plugin does good enough job. And this is really, you know, the what you don't find in other systems outside of UAD. You don't find people putting down their hardware in favor of the plugin. This is the only system that I found people actually doing this. And if you've never used hardware, you might not have an appreciation for that, but trust me, this is a big deal. And the way that you kind of dial this in is it's like a think of it like well, let's just how they describe it. It's a resonance tool, right? So the frequency, because I've got it centered on center frequency, and this gives us a choice between 40 hertz and 200 hertz. Now, based on where you set your frequency, it's going to go in between there, and then your amplitude is going to boost said frequency. So again, this is just another subtle way to boost up those sub frequencies to get something sounding good and more powerful, right? So let's go ahead and listen to the 808 without it. With it. Now you'll notice that what that did is we kind of lost some of that sizzly top end from that 808, which for this application is cool because I like the way that it sounded. It's You're still getting that, those harmonic overtones, which is going to allow you to be able to hear this 808 on a cell phone, on a laptop, on a set of earbuds, but you still maintain the power. So if you ever played this in a larger system, like if you ever, say you had a session, in the city with, with a rapper, and you guys wound up going to a studio that had a pair of Osbergers or something like that, some big speakers, and you wanted to show off your beats. And the reason why I know this is because this has happened to me. And you go ahead and you play the beats, and you focus so much on making the 808s translate on the high end. When you put them up on those big speakers, you won't have that power in the low end, and you'll wind up you'll wind up losing placements over it. So that is why this system works really well. Let's listen to it one more time. That's with it. See, I love it because it's just that little buzz that's on top of the 808. Like, I don't like that. I don't really want my 808 to sound like that. So what's so cool about the voice of God is it will allow you to, process your 808 in a really aggressive way, and you might have some stuff on top that that is letting the 808 translate, but it's kind of extreme and you don't necessarily need it. VOG will just be like, hold on, let me turn that down a little bit for you, and show you what you're really doing there. So Pultec EQ, just set to 30, boost it up 2 dB. And then a VOG, you want to dial in the frequency. Every 808 and every composition is going to be different, because this is going to depend on what is the fundamental note that your bass line is played in, the octave as well. So you're not going to be able to use this as a preset on every song, but it's from 0 to 10. You just listen to it, whatever sounds good. Whenever you feel the bass fill up your room, stop. That's where you got it. So this is CMP with Craftmaster Productions, Studio1Tutorials.com. You guys keep it simple, but do not be basic. Visit CMP Kits, get yourself toxic one shots, and we will see you on the next one, fam.